Good morning, everybody. We sure do miss you here on campus here at Prince of Peace Catholic School, and it's my great pleasure. I'm coming to you live from our K-5 classroom, and I'm going to read you a story this morning. And this is a story that, while it might be for our younger kids, I think everyone will appreciate. It's one of the great things that I enjoy as a principal, being able to come into a classroom and read to kids. So this is a great pleasure for me, and this is a really important story, I think. It's called Heaven, God's Promise for Me. And when you think of the Lenten season, and we're all working on recognizing suffering in our lives and sin in our lives, and we think about Jesus and the steps he took on the cross to free us all from sin and open the gateway to heaven, it's a perfect book in that regard. So I think you'll enjoy it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. So here we go. It's Heaven, God's Promise for Me. It's by Anne Graham Lotz. Here we go. All right. I have a little brother. He's as cute as he can be. We do everything together. He always looks up to me. We couldn't fall asleep last week. When we went to bed. We had so many questions, thoughts were swirling in our heads. We wondered when our granny passed. Where did she really go? It's lonely here without her, and we just miss her so. Then we whispered a little prayer that only God could hear. Give us some answers, please. We want to feel you near. In the quietness of the night, this is what we heard. This is what God said to us right from his holy word. Don't let your hearts be troubled. There's nothing you should fear. In my home that I call heaven, our loved ones are always near. You see, they're reading the Bible. Brother and sister. He said, his home is a great big house with lots of room and space, filled with gifts and laughter and love, with smiles on every face. Jesus, his son, is preparing a place with treasures from above, our favorite foods and colors, and the special people we love. Whatever makes us happy, whatever makes us glad, we'll find it all in heaven where no one will be sad. If there are tears on your face when you arrive that day, Jesus himself will wipe them all away. Inside there is no crying, inside there is no pain, inside there are no bad people. You'll never be lonely again. Your home in heaven is so wonderful. It's much more than you can dream. There will be no sickness or sadness, and everything will be clean. There will be no more crutches or hospital stays. There will be no more hunger. He will take it all away. You will walk and run. You will play and sing. You will have many friends. Heaven will never be boring. You will be safe and you will be free. Nothing will hurt you, not even a bee. You can pet a lion. You can swim with a shark. You will fly with an eagle. It will never get dark. The light is always on because Jesus is waiting for you. The very best part of heaven is that he's going to be there too. Your heavenly home is beautiful. The glassy streets are gold. The lights of Jesus come shining through, and there's nothing at all that's old. The walls are so strong, the walls are so wide, 20 chariots could fit on top and still race side by side. The ground has layers of jewels, but most beautiful gems of all are the great big gates of pearl that hang in the city wall. Each gate is a single pearl made from a grain of sand by oysters that suffer greatly to teach us about God's plan. Because God's plan comes from his heart. He sent Jesus to suffer and die. Then God raised him up from death and the grave to open those pearly gates wide. Jesus wants his home to be yours. He invites you to live there forever. He wants you to know that you are coming. You must tell him yourself, not another. Make sure that you respond. Say yes to his invitation. Then look forward with lots of excitement to your out-of-this-world destination. Do you want to know how to get there? Do you want to know the way? Jesus said, if you come through me, you'll be welcomed in heaven one day. So please, put your trust in Jesus. Ask him to forgive your sin. Invite him to live in your heart, so one day you'll live with him forever. God answered our questions as we lay on our bed. Our hearts were filled with peace as his word then filled our heads. So we put our trust in Jesus. We asked him to forgive our sins. We invited him to live in our hearts and know that one day we'll live with him. Getting to heaven is not hard. You can actually go there with ease. You don't even have to be perfect. You just need to say, Jesus, please. If you want heaven to be your home, if you're quite sure you want to go, pray this little prayer we prayed, and in your heart, you'll know. The end. What a beautiful story that was. And it went from a real sad place to a real happy place. And that happens when God works in our life. When we think about all the sadness we might have, or if we're not getting along with our brother or sister, or we've got lots of chores to do at home and we can't go to school, give a little prayer to God. And when you think of our virtue of the month, which is, that's right, it's mercy, we think of the suffering of others. So it's a virtue that calls us to think about other people. So during this time, think about your brother and sister, think about your mom and dad, think about your teachers, and think about how wonderful life really is when you recognize that everyone is created in the image of God. We miss you here. This was a great pleasure for me to read to you. I look forward to doing it again next week. God bless you guys. We'll take care. See ya.